Hey you all, welcome back to my channel. My name is Hannah. I'm an intuitive chakra coach, energy healer, and somatic guide. Today we're going to dive into the concept of fear. And I have all of the chakras here. So we have the root, sacral, solar plexus, the heart, the throat, third eye, and crown chakra. There's way more than 7 chakras, as I always talk about it, but those are the 7 main ones that we usually work with. Now, if you want to learn more about each chakra and its characteristics and what it holds, I created a free chakra guide for you to grab. So it's going to be in the description below, so make sure you check it out. And I also created 2 YouTube videos. One is what do you need to know before you start working with the chakras? I'm going to put it up here and also in the description below. And the other one is how can I start working with the chakras and start balancing and aligning our chakras in a very sustainable way. So I made a whole YouTube video about that as well. I'm going to put it up here. So after you finish watching this video, make sure to watch those. I'm also going to link them in the description below. So the reason why I put those 2 lines is because when we're looking at the chakras, we have the first 3 lower chakras that are related to this physical realm, to this physical reality. The 3 upper chakras that are associated with the spiritual realm. And the heart is the bridge between the spiritual realm and the physical realm. Now, when we're talking about the concept of fear, I always like to do in all of my videos is to bring it into the chakras, to really bring it an understanding from an energetic perspective. What is fear on an energetic perspective? This is what we're going to dive into, how fear, it's an energetic thing that is kind of we think it's ruining our lives because we don't know how to work with it, but fear is actually a great tool to work with in our lives. And we're going to dive into all of this. So first of all, I want to start by sharing a little bit about my journey with fear. I'm not going to sit over here and going to tell you oh, I have no fear. I can conquer all my fears and I don't have any fears. That would be a lie because with everything, with where I came from, there's a lot of programmings, a lot of traumas, a lot of things. And with that, there's a lot of fear that I've had throughout my life, fear of bugs, fear of darkness, fear of spirits, fear of being seen, fear of speaking my truth, fear of intimacy, fear of connection, fear of this, fear of that. Many, 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 many fears. And I'm curious if you are, if you're aware of your fears, if you know what are the things that you're really afraid of. I know people that are really afraid of germs. I know people that are really afraid of certain other people, certain people or whatever it is. So I'm curious if you want to share. I would love to know what are the fears that you're working with in your life, or what are the fears that you want to transmute? What are the fears that you want to release from your life? Please let me know in the comments below. My journey into exploring my fears, I don't even remember when, but at some point in my journey, I realized that I needed to start diving into my fears. Oh, I know what it was. I did an ayahuasca medicine journey, and the second night of ayahuasca, my biggest fear on earth came to me, and my biggest fear is fear of bugs. And the entire night, I felt like there's huge spiders walking all over me. This is what this is the entire second day looked like for me. And from there, it opened up a portal for me, realizing really coming closer intimately with my fear and really actually learning from it. So that was my initiation moment. What I found from going into fears is magical, beautiful, amazing lessons. I'm so grateful for it. It's such an amazing tool for me now in my life. And this is also what I do with my clients now in sessions, whenever there's fear that's coming up. And I'm going to share all of these secret sauce with you today. So first of all, let's start with what is fear. One thing I saw once, and I absolutely loved it because it's so accurate, is fear is false evidence appearing real. So when I saw this somewhere, I was like, yes, this is exactly what it is. It's false evidence appearing real. And I want to explain to you a little bit about the energetic. When I felt into this, the concept of fear, the way it felt to me energetically, because I am very connected to see and feel things energetically. it felt to me, I'm gonna try to like draw it to you and like to make sense. At some point, there is, let's say there's like a stream of something. Like there's a stream of energy, right? This is what it feels like to me. And to me, fear was like something got stopped in the middle. That's where it stops. And then there's like a black hole. There's like nothingness. This nothingness is the fear, but it's also an illusion. It's like there's something here that got cut off, and then there's an illusion. There's like this black hole that is like a lot of the times is like unknown and like scary, and like a lot of the fears are like fear of the unknown, or fear of death, of fear of like this place that is like the void, right? So this is kind of like what I've connected with when I could like, if I try to feel into the idea of fear, like the energetics of that. I hope that makes sense. But I want to talk about, where does fear manifested in our chakras? So fear is a root chakra blockage. Now, if you don't know, the root that is the first of all, this is the first energy center from our 7 main energy centers. So this is the energy center that is associated with groundedness, safety, stability, security, belonging. This is our tribal chakra. This is our energy center that everything that is related to the groups we came from encoded in this energy center. So from society that we came from, the society programming, the family we came from, childhood, generational, race, culture, country, gender, all of the groups that we are associated ourselves with, it's encoded in this root chakra. Now, when we're talking about fear, different emotions that are coming up, it's a blockage of the root chakra, but it doesn't mean that it's only in the root chakra, because they all work together. They all like work together. They're not separated. It's like the snake. They're not separated. They work together in harmony. And so a lot of the times, for example, I work with a client and they'll feel fear. They can feel it in their chest. But when they connect to identify what it is, shape, color, texture, a lot of times it'll be red, like red color. Now, it's not always the case, but it's like, this is what I'm saying, like the fear is blockage of the root chakra, but it can manifest in all of the different chakras. By the way, I said it's red, and if you don't know, the root chakra is red in color. So a lot of the times when we associate with fear, the feeling of fear, a lot of times when we work with the colors, it's interesting to see according to the chakras map. And this is exactly what I do with my clients when we're going into the fear together. This is where I feel like a lot of us are like, don't understand the powerful tool or the powerful power that fear holds within it. Why is fear actually a great tool for our lives, and why is it so important? It's because fear is there to guide us back to ourselves. Okay, I'm just gonna repeat that. Whenever you have fear in your life, fear that you're projecting outward in different places, on different things, on different people, it's there to guide us back to ourselves. If we know how to use it, if we actually lean toward it, if we actually get to know it, which I'm gonna explain to you exactly what I'm talking about here in a little bit. But I want to give you a couple of examples from my journey. When I was able to, like, I had a huge fear of darkness that I worked with once, and I closed my eyes and I started to imagining that I am going into the fear. I started imagining that there is a tunnel that is black, that is like pitch black, and I started like walking in the tunnel, just really consciously engage with the fear and go into the fear. And it's really funny because I was doing it in a very humoristic way. So I was imagining myself like walking in the tunnel and like just like dancing and like doing like all kinds of like motions with my body, but like, because there was like music in the background, and I was just imagining like, okay, the fear was coming up, I felt it in my stomach, and then I was just like imagining going into it, just exploring it, just seeing what's there. And I kept going, and I was dancing, and I was being silly, which really helped me to like really going into the fear. And at the end of the tunnel, when I got to the end of the tunnel, it's like all of a sudden, like, it's like I went into the fear. This is like the tunnel. This is the tunnel, and like every time when I was going inside, it was open up. It was open up, opening up, opening up, opening up, opening up, opening up, until it got to the place where it got disconnected. Remember, like what I showed you earlier, like this thing that got disconnected from, like that's like that it stopped somewhere. So I basically in this visualization, I went into the tunnel. So I went through this, like, where did it stop? The moment that something was cut off, I went in there and it opened up energetically with the visualization. It opened up more and more and more until I got to the end, and then it connected to an entire field of flowers. It was like an entire beautiful, magical field of flowers. This is where it connected me to. And there was more that happened in this field of flowers. Like I actually met like some beings there that were like there to show me something. I'm not going to go too much into that specifically, but it was there to guide me. It was always there to guide me to this magical, beautiful place that if I didn't go into it, if I didn't go into the tunnel to explore it, I would never find out about this place. And I would never open this energetically. I would keep it kind of like cut off instead of going into it energetically and opening it. Another example I want to give you is in one of my sessions with my clients, she had fear coming up, fear specifically around finances. So with her, I guided her with guided visualization, to imagine that the fear that she has is a huge pool of water. And when I invited her to go into the pool and imagine that she goes to the bottom of the pool. But when she tried to go to the bottom of the pool, she was like, it's too big. It's like an entire ocean. I can't go in there. It's like too big to even fathom. It's like too much. So I told her, you know what? The nice thing about this place, it's guided visualization. We get to create, we get to do whatever we want in that place. So I want to invite you to imagine or visualize that the ocean becomes tinier and you become bigger. Like you become bigger than the fear, and the ocean, the fear, becomes tinier. It became like a jacuzzi size thing. So I invited her, okay, great. Now it's a jacuzzi size. Now I want to invite you to sit in the jacuzzi, and I want to invite you to start feel with your feet the bottom of the jacuzzi and see, what do you feel in the bottom? And she said, yeah, I just feel like the ground. And then I invited her to go into the ground and imagine that she can breathe underwater, because everything is possible in this place, in this visualization. And there's going to be a hatch door in the bottom of the jacuzzi, and I want to invite her to open the door and see what's inside. And then she found the hatch and she opened the hatch, and then there was a lot of bubbles that were coming up, like a lot of tiny, tons of bubbles that were bubbling through this hatch door. And after they all came up, I invited her to look inside. What does she see inside? Like, what does she see beyond the fear, quote unquote? And she went inside and she saw a brown notebook. This is all visualization, guided visualization session. She saw a brown notebook, and I invited her to pick up the notebook and see what's in there. And she opened the notebook and she saw a blank, it was blank pages, everything, it was empty. And then I told her, great, now I want to invite you to imagine or visualize that you're starting to write, what is it that you want? You're starting to write, what is it that you're calling in? What is it that you want to bring into your life? So she started writing, and it was a very powerful exercise. In the beginning, the fear was like an ocean, and she was tiny, but then we were able to make it smaller, and she was able to go in. And that is kind of similar to what I showed with the tunnel. It's open something that, we're afraid to, a lot of times we're afraid to look at our fears, we're afraid to go there. But when we actually go into it, there's something beautiful, and there's a room for creation. We get to actually create whatever we want on the other side of the fear, if we actually go there. However, in order for you to be able to go into your fear, in order for us to be able to go into our fear, we have to have a relationship with our fear. And I actually made a whole YouTube video about really deep and powerful YouTube video about it, like about how to really follow the whole process, and like very, very powerful video. So I'm going to put it up here as well as in the description below. So after you finish watching this video, make sure you watch that, about really creating intimacy and relationship with the different parts of ourselves, including our different emotions and different things that are just here. The issue is not the fear itself. Okay? The issue, listen to me on this one. The issue is that we have fear of fear. Like, the fear itself is not the issue. This is fine. Our relationship to the fear, this is what's important. What's your relationship? Are you afraid of fear? Are you afraid of looking at it? Are you afraid of going into it? Are you afraid of exploring it? Which makes sense because a lot of us do. Or are you feeling curious about your fear? What are the like, what is it that what's your relationship to your fear? Now, for you to explore this on your own, I want to invite you to look into a specific fear that you feel like you want to work on and ask yourself, what is my relationship to that fear? Am I avoiding it? Am I afraid of it? Am I acting like it doesn't exist? Am I feeling curious about it? Am I feeling playful with it? Am I feeling like, what's my relationship to this fear? And that's like the most important part, because if you don't have a healthy relationship with your fear, I would say the first thing to do is work on your relationship to fear. Not to try to control your fear or face your fear or like push through or power through it, because it's never really integrated. If you just like power through or like facing your fear, I hear a lot of people like say like, I always face my fear, but like they don't have like a relationship with the fear. It's more a relationship of controlling. There's no intimacy with the fear. It's more like they're trying to control their fear, which, if you're someone who's really good at controlling situations and things, this probably things that is very common in people when trying to control their fear. So I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about creating intimacy with the fear. Control is like power over. The difference between control and intimacy is when you control something or someone, it's powering over. Whenever you're powering over and you're trying to control someone, there's no connection in that. You cannot have intimacy or connection with control. But when you create intimacy with the fear or with someone or with situation, when you create intimacy, that's when you're able to actually connect. There's a connection. Fear is there to guide us back to ourselves. We are multidimensional, powerful creators. And whenever we have fear, it's not like a physical blockage. It's like an energetic blockage, because the fear really stops us. And this is the powerful thing about energy, like how energy can actually stop us in our lives. We can go our entire lives not doing something that we love or something that we're passionate about or finding our purpose because of fear, which is just an illusion, which is just energy that's like literally stopping us. And I feel like this is like an important piece, like finding out our relationship to fear, because a lot of us on planet Earth, it's a very common thing in the human experience, is that we like ignore fear. We see fear and we're just like, I'm not gonna do this because I'm afraid. I'm not gonna I'm not gonna be seen because I'm afraid of it. Now, I'm not saying, again, power through and do it anyway and bulldoze your inner child, or, do something that you're not ready to do. I'm not saying that. I'm saying it doesn't have to be like that. It can be like slow and intimate and gentle, and really getting to know the fear, and start in the beginning, just starting to, like, let's say this is the fear right here that I'm talking about. Like, if I'm gonna turn my back onto it, like I'm gonna turn my back, I'm gonna act like it doesn't exist. I'm gonna be over here like, and like this fear is gonna tap on my shoulders, telling me, hey, I'm here, I have something for you, I have to tell you something. And I'm gonna like, dun, 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 no, you don't exist. I'm just gonna act like you don't exist. And then later, the fear is gonna become a little bit bigger. It's gonna collect some things. It's gonna become bigger because it wants to grab my attention. So it becomes bigger, and then it's gonna tap my shoulder again, and I'm still gonna be like, nothing is happening. You don't exist. I don't see you. If I don't look at you, then maybe that means that you don't exist. And then the fears then becomes even bigger, and then it's coming up like really, really, really big, and it's tapping on my shoulders. And until I'm not gonna like turn toward it and like start to develop a relationship with it and get to know it and listen to what it actually wants to tell me, because it just wants to tell me something. It literally has something to tell me that actually may help me in my life, like actually going to support my journey, my life journey here on planet Earth. So if I'm gonna turn toward it, I don't need to turn toward it and try to control it and punch it and like rah, like that. No, first of all, slowly turn toward it, and I'm gonna look at it, and I'm gonna notice how am I feeling when I'm looking at it. Oh, I'm noticing like that I'm afraid looking at it. So if I'm afraid looking at it, giving it space. Oh wow, I'm afraid looking at it. It's really scary. And maybe like holding my inner child and telling my inner child like, it's okay, I'm with you. You're not alone. And maybe I'm doing it with guidance of a coach, someone that, like me, or someone like, someone else that you can work with to go into this place if you're afraid of going there alone in the beginning. But then I'm going to start like noticing how am I feeling toward it. And then I'm going to start like trying to feel its energy. Like what's the energy or the vibe that I'm getting from this fear? And I'm just going to try to sense it. And I may feel like, oh, it feels really contracted. It feels like it's holding on to something. It feels like it's like panicky. Okay? I'm literally giving you an example of something that happened to me recently when I explored a specific fear recently. Okay, so then I'm going to start communicating with it. I'm going to start asking it, why are you here? Where did you come from? What do you want to teach me? Is there anything you want to teach me? Is there anything you want to show me? How can I support you? And a lot of the times, the teachings that you're going to receive from this fear that you have are so freaking powerful, are so wise. Like if we actually learn to create intimacy and relationship with our fear, and we're gonna listen to it, and we're gonna give it space, and I see you, I feel you, I really want to know what is it that you have for me. And then all of a sudden we get like the biggest downloads of our life, like, oh, I'm here to lead you to your purpose. I'm here to show you that you're out of alignment. I'm here to show you that something is out of alignment, that you're not following your soul's path. Whatever, just an example. It can be a lot of different things. I'm here to show you that the relationship that you're in is not what you are worthy of. I'm here to show you that you are worthy of a more aligned, conscious, loving relationship. Whatever it is, it can be stuff like that. But if we're gonna keep ignoring it, we're gonna act like it doesn't exist, it's not gonna make it go away. It's not gonna make it go away. It's gonna grow actually bigger. So what if we actually turn toward it and we actually sit with it and ask it, like, what do you want to tell me? What do you want to teach me? And this is exactly, by the way, what I do with my clients. So if you feel called to explore that, if you have any fear that you may be scared to go into, I want to invite you to check in the description below. I have a discovery call when you can schedule a discovery call, and we can go over where you at with that and exactly explain to you what is it that I'm doing, because what I do is I really work with the chakras and really connecting somatic and parts work, really working on getting to know it, creating intimacy, and then transmute that energy and bring it back to balance, bring it back to the truth of who you are. The ways that you can contact your fear, the ways that you can integrate your fear, the way that you can release it forever is you have to get to know it, and you have to create intimacy and relationship with it. And you have to, I literally, like, I can tell you that when I did the tunnel thing, and I went into the tunnel and like into the darkness, my fear of darkness, like every single night I'm going on a walk with my partner in the evening, and I used to be so afraid, especially around like playground at night. For some reason it scares me. Maybe there was some childhood trauma there, but I'm telling you that after I did that, all of a sudden I was noticing, oh my gosh, I'm not afraid anymore. I used to be afraid of going outside alone at night, and all of a sudden I was not afraid anymore after I did this exercise with the tunnel. So you can do it in a visualization way, you can do it in journaling, and you can do it, one thing I did a workshop like with my healing squad, that there's like a group that I'm hosting once a month for like a year and a half now. And our last healing squad, the theme was fear. Every time there's a different theme. And one of the exercises that we did is to be witnessed in a group, like it was a group of 4 people, and to move back and forth from who you are. Like there was 2 chairs that are empty. One is going to be you, and one is going to be the fear, and then move back and forth from your spot into the spot of your fear, and start talking to your fear back and forth, and see what the fear has to say and what you have to say. And a lot of the times you may feel angry toward the fear, and you may feel like, like I freaking hate you. And like, it is really important. And this is exactly also what I was talking about in my previous video, giving it space, giving space to the anger, giving space to the rage, giving space to the hatred is helping you to move that energy, helping you to give space to this part. And then there's more space that is created for intimacy. Okay. And then you can move back and forth from the chair, from the fear, and from you. And you're gonna talk to your fear back and forth. As your fear, just channeling, just trusting whatever is gonna come through. And you're gonna feel different. I'm telling you, you're gonna feel different in chairs. It's something that you could do through journaling. You could do it in meditation. And like I said, you could do it with a coach, or, with me if you feel called. Or if you can do it in group work, that is really powerful, because then you're also being witnessed in it. And this is exactly what we did, being witnessed in it. And by the way, if you are in Austin, Texas, I'm probably going to start doing, after our wedding, which is in three weeks, I'm going to start doing more in-person workshops in Austin for each chakras. So I want to invite you to follow me on Instagram. Honestly, even if you're not in Austin, Texas, because I may do some online stuff after coming back, because I really feel called to move toward more like a group work than one-on-one, because right now I do one-on-one. So if that's something that's interesting to you, I would want to invite you to follow my Instagram so you can stay updated whenever there's an announcement, whenever there's something that's coming out, because that's where I'm probably gonna send the announcement first. So yeah, so there's a lot of different ways that you can get to know your fear, but I would say the first thing that is important is for you to be able to become aware of your relationship to your fear. That's the first step. And then start to identify, start to feel it in your body, and start to go and start develop a relationship with it. Start to ask it questions and see what's coming up, and just trust whatever is coming up. If you like this video, I would really appreciate if you give it a thumbs up. It would really help me. And I would love to know where it catches you. What are your thoughts? And if you have anything else you want to share, I would love to hear your thoughts, your comments in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have an amazing day.